What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the new triple threat park rewards, what they are, and is this worth you guys grinding for this week, today, Sunday, in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Now, rewind to last weekend, we saw Pink Diamond Ron Artest, who is one of your better small forward shooting guards in the entire game. This week, if you get 5 games in a row in park, you get Pink Diamond Gilbert Arenas. Now, I briefly want to spend some time talking about Gilbert Arenas, and then we'll dive into whether this is worth it. We'll dive into the complete picture. Now, Gilbert Arenas, I would assume who base, normal leaner, pro dribble style, 94 3-ball, 93 speed, mediocre defense. Like, Gilbert's not horrible, but what I would argue is I like Marcus Smart, I like Alonzo Ball, I like those budget point guards more than Gilbert Arenas. And so, you know, when you're talking about whether a card's worth it, when you're talking about, you know, winning 5 games in a row, which for the average person is really difficult to do, I don't know if Gilbert is as good of a reward as the community deserves. Now, along the way, you do get a sweetness pack. You get a sweetness 90 overall guaranteed player, which we'll talk a little bit about that as well. At 3 wins, and then at 5 wins, you get Gilbert Arenas. So you get all of those things. Now realize out of this sweetness deluxe pack, you're probably going to get an Ami. Now if you get Ami Chris Morris, he's really good. Like, I really like the Ami Chris Morris card. I think he's a beast, a stud on this game. Kevin Huerter, I'm not super high on. I think he can somewhat play. I don't think he's great. But realistically, if you grind this out, you're probably going to get TJ Ford out of the 90 overall pack. Now, TJ Ford is not very good at all. And so if you spend, let's say, a couple hours, I don't know, it depends if you win, depends if you lose your 5 games, whatever it may be. But if you play 5 games in a row and you get TJ Ford and Gilbert Arenas, that's a big yikes. It is. You can like it, you can hate it, but that's a big yikes. Now, for me on my No Money Spent squad series, this is something that I still am going to take the time to grind out. You know, like my No Money Spent squad series, I have Dyson, I don't have a backup point guard. And instead of spending on Marcus Smart, I can get Agent Zero and just play him at that backup point guard position. And then out of the 90 plus, I hope I can get Chris Morris, because like, is Chris Morris going to be like the perfect fit? Maybe not. But for, you know, for salary cap, he's probably going to be a perfect addition to my squad. And so, you know, that could be worth it. If you really want a guy like Chris Morris, it could be worth it to maybe just see what you guys get out of that 90 plus overall pack. Out of the sweetness pack, you're probably going to earn some MT. And along the way, you're going to earn some MT as well. I just think, for me, in the future of these specific rewards, they've got to be better. Winning 5 games in a row is not easy. Now, again, if you play the game long enough, your matchups are going to get good eventually. And again, you'll probably eventually get those 5 games in a row, or you'll match up versus the same guy 5 games in a row that's not very good that you guys can win. Those types of things. But imagine you play 4 games, you lose. You play 3 games, you lose. Before you know it, you're 2 hours into this thing and you do not have the reward. And that's what I'm telling you guys could obviously happen to you. It's not necessarily like this is just handed to you. This is not the easiest thing to do. And it is something I want you guys to just kind of be aware of is, yes, like, it is what it is. When it's Ron Artest, when it's an elite guard, it is absolutely worth your time to try and go and do it. When it's Gilbert Arenas, who isn't probably, and I'm not trying to stretch it here, isn't probably a top 30 point guard in the game, I mean, how is it worth it? If you think I'm stretching it, I'll name some point guards right now that are better than Gilbert Arenas, and I'll count them as I go through this. Now, again, this is just me. James Harden, Dwayne Wade, John Morant, Opal, Oscar Robertson, Russell Westbrook, Jason Kidd, John Wall, Sidney Moncrief, Donovan Mitchell. I'm just going to keep going through here. Zach LaVine, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Cade Cunningham, Derek White, Drew Holiday. Pink Diamond James Harden is probably even better. I mean, the list goes on and on. And so, like, that's the problem I really have is, like, even the budget guys, like I said, Marcus Smart, Lon Smart, are probably guys that I'd rather have than Gilbert Arenas. And so that, you know, it's something I feel like, you know, this week we are backtracking a little bit. We went from having a really good week and having a really good card in Ron Artest to now having Agent Zero. And I like the fact that we're still seeing at 3 wins, the 90 plus overall for a free Amethyst. I think that is super important and is good for the game. But I think as far as a whole triple threat park, again, we're going backwards. We're going backwards. Like, is the question I always go back to is this worth loading up the game to play? And I think it really depends on your squad. And I've said this before. If you have a really bad squad in which Gilbert Arenas would play, what are the odds you win 5 games in a row anyways? Whereas if you have a good squad and can win 5 games in a row, what are the odds Gilbert Arenas plays for that squad? And so that's the thing that I'm really getting into. Like, if you want to give us a Gilbert Arenas, give him in breakout. Give him in a mode in which everybody can get him, whether they've got a good squad or not. Give him, as a domination reward where everybody can get the card. Like, that's more so where I'm coming from. That's more so what I'm thinking about when I'm looking at Gilbert Arenas is, like, if you're going to make him a big-time reward, make him easier to get. Like, make him easier to get. Because, like I said, for my no money spent, it's sweaty. Like, you saw it last week when I had to go and grind for Ron Artest. It's not super easy to do. And so that is something that I want you guys just to know and be aware of for, a guy like Gilbert Arenas is, as much as I like Agent Zero, as much as I like Gilbert Arenas, or as much as I like grinding the 5 games, like Gilbert Arenas, and I did like Agent Zero. He was one of my favorite players when I was younger. It's just, there's levels to it, right? There's levels to it. And Ron Artest is a different level than Agent Zero, than Gilbert Arenas. And so hopefully next week we see, an advance in this. And I'm not saying every week has to be perfect. I'm not saying that. But hopefully in future weeks we continue to get better and better. Why not give us a pink diamond Paul George? Why not give us a pink diamond Dr. J? Like, I'm just wondering, right? We got Dark Matter Dr. J. Who is it hurting to give us pink diamond Dr. J outside of the people that already got pink diamond Dr. J? Who is it hurting? Who is it hurting? That's what I'm wanting. That's what I'm looking for. And maybe I'm asking for too much. Genuinely, I could be. But that's where my mindset is at with this game right now. Is if we want to keep the evolution of my team going. If we want to keep, and I've told you guys, I've kind of liked some things in recent history that my team's been doing. But if we want things to continue to get better and better, we can't settle for this type of a drop. I mean, we just can't. This is not something that should be, hyped up per se. It's Gilbert Arenas, and then even if you go through the comments, I'll just read you guys some of the comments under this tweet, so people can see what's going on here. People are saying, "I'll take it because I can resell the card because I locked it in." I mean, okay, nice. I'm glad to see you've got all of the money in the world. Hard to remember the last time this game was fun. Yikes. Meh. And then it says, let's see. Y'all did good last week with Ron. What happened? Holy downgrade. I was hoping for a better card. Wasn't this dude free in the ball drop in Christmas? I mean, come on, man. Some people already got this card for free in the ball drop for Christmas. So you're telling me you're going to give us a rinse and repeat card? I don't know. Something about this just does not sit right with me as far as an overall grind. As I said, on my no money spent, is Gilbert Arenas going to play? He'll be my backup point guard probably once I do get the card. But realistically, I'm grinding it because it's something to grind. Like, that's just genuinely where I'm at with Agents here. I don't love the card, but it is something for me to grind. It's something for me to do in the game. So it is what it is. I got to do what I got to do. Gilbert Arenas, I guess he'll come home today. I just ultimately wish we got better rewards on a consistent basis. That's going to wrap it up. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. And have a blessed day.